Sit back down.
For most 4-year-olds, a bump on the head is followed by an ouch and a painful cry. Not so for Roberto Salazar, who is almost always smiling. Even as a newborn, Roberto never did cry, even when he was being given a shot, or when he should have been hungry.
Eating is supposed to be this inborn thing that everyone wants to do, that, you know, that everyone knows how to do.
At 3 months, Roberto just wouldn't eat. His mother had to feed him with an eyedropper. At 8 months, he weighed only 12 pounds. A stomach tube was inserted to force calories into him and to keep him alive. His family knew something was terribly wrong, but were shocked when he began teething.
Roberto didn't like any teething kind of toys. It was always his hands. Hands in the mouth constantly. And then he would get his hands bleeding. He had big open sores on his hands.
And it wasn't only his hands. His horrified parents watched as Roberto began to mutilate his own tongue and his lips.
Gotta get in the car.
In desperation, Roberto's mother took him to see dozens of doctors. None had helpful answers. Susan found Dr. Felicia Axelrod, a specialist in a very rare set of disorders.
All of the children with HSAN live in a world without pain. The body wants to have input. The body needs sensation to come into it so that it can process, so it can develop, so the brain can be stimulated.
HSAN, or Hereditary and Sensory Autonomic Neuropathies, is a group of 7 rare disorders. It affects the autonomic nervous system, a system regulating blood pressure, heart rate, sweating, and tearing in the eyes. At varying degrees, children with these diseases feel very little to no pain at all.
When one hears that a child lives in a world without pain, you would think that this is an idyllic world. But actually, pain is a very important function. It helps us protect ourselves from injury, to know when we should stop doing something.
More? Do you want more tickles?
Roberto can feel touch, even tickles on the tummy, but he does not feel pain. He cannot sweat or regulate his own body temperature, making air conditioning in the summer a matter of life or death.
1, 2, stop.
Roberto's type is the most severe and rare type of HSAN. More than half its victims die by age 3. Ironically, this severe condition often is combined with hyperactivity. Roberto now takes Ritalin.
If you can imagine lacking the ability to feel pain and hyperactivity, it's the deadliest combination that you could put together, especially for a child.
You can't hit her unless she's in a car.
A broken foot, a fractured skull, leaping down entire flights of stairs, even choking. Roberto cannot feel his body telling him to stop.
Mama, hold the tube.
It is estimated that in order for him to feel pain, the action has to be 100 times greater than a normal person's threshold. That is, if he feels it at all.
When he does things, he does it with the intensity 100 times like we do it, because you don't get the input back.
Doctors say Roberto will be wheelchair-bound by the age of 10, a result of the wear and tear he does to his own body every day. There are only 17 surviving children in the United States with this condition. No matter how severe, HSAN is a genetic disorder. Both parents carry the gene mutation. There is up to a 25% chance of developing it with each pregnancy. There is no cure or treatment. Therapy deals with the symptom, not stopping the disorder.
The most challenging and frustrating thing about this disorder is that you can't treat everybody the same way. And then the other frustration is that we don't have a definitive therapy.
For kids like Roberto, it's going to be a lifelong struggle. But it is possible to live a happy, albeit pain-free life. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, Atlanta.